Hi everybody! In today's reading lesson we are looking at the learning challenge I can predict what might happen. So that means we're going to be making some predictions. A prediction is when we make a sensible guess about what is going to happen in the future, but we have to make sure it's a sensible guess by using the clues that are available to make sure our guess is sensible. So the first thing we're going to do is have a go at making a prediction about something that might happen tomorrow. So a not so good prediction would be that tomorrow we are going to get in a rocket and go to the moon. And the reason why that prediction is not so great is for a number of reasons. Firstly, we probably don't have a rocket. I don't think any of us have a rocket. And going to the moon takes lots and lots and lots of preparation, and we haven't done any of that preparation, so we wouldn't be able to go to the moon tomorrow. So that prediction is not such a good prediction. A good prediction about something that might happen tomorrow might be to say, I predict that tomorrow it is going to rain. And there are a number of reasons why that prediction is a good prediction. Firstly, it's winter, and in England in winter it rains a lot. And secondly, outside my window I can see it's raining a little bit at the minute, and if it's raining today, is it probably going to rain tomorrow? Yeah, quite possibly, because the clouds that are causing that rain are probably still going to be around. So it raining tomorrow is a really good prediction. It might not happen. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, but I'm using the evidence, the things that I know about England in winter, to say, yeah, it's probably going to rain tomorrow. So I would like you to pause the video now and think about all the things that you know about your house and your life at the moment, and try and make a prediction about something that might happen tomorrow. It could be anything at all. So pause the video and just have a talk about it. Okay, so you might have said a number of things. You might have said, I predict that tomorrow I'm going to have loads of home learning to do. That's a good prediction because we give you quite a lot of home learning, and tomorrow is going to be a weekday, so you're probably going to get a load of home learning tomorrow. You might have seen some carrots and some broccoli on your shopping list this week. So you might say, I predict that tomorrow's tea is going to have carrots and broccoli on it. If you've seen those in the fridge or seen them on the shopping list, which would also be a really good prediction. It might not happen. Those carrots and those broccoli might be for tea on Friday, but it's a good prediction. You're using the evidence of what's in your fridge to predict what might be for tea tomorrow. So now we've had a go at making a prediction about what might happen in real life, we are going to read some of our story, Meerkat Mail, and we are going to have a go at predicting what might happen in the future in the rest of the story from what we know at a specific point in the story. We're going to have a go at this a few times. The first one we're not going to write down, we're just going to talk about, and then we're going to stop in the story 2 more times and have a go at writing a prediction at each point that we stop after that. This is the story of Meerkat Mail, and I'm going to read a little bit and then we're going to stop and have a go at predicting. Meerkat Mail by Emily Gravett. Hello, I hope you enjoy this book. It's about me. I like beetles on toast with insect larvae, daydreaming and digging holes. Love from Sunny. So the first thing we need to do to make our prediction is we need to have a think about any clues we have found from this page of the book. All this is the front cover and the first page. So pause the video now and think about what you know about this story. What clues have you picked up just from looking at this page? Okay, so there are loads of clues on this page actually, even though there isn't that much writing on it. Here are some things that we know. So from the title, Meerkat Mail, we know 2 things. We know that this story is about a meerkat, which is a kind of animal, and there's a little picture of him here. And we also know from the word mail. The word mail means like letters or the post. So someone might be sending some letters or sending some post or some parcels to somebody else. There are some more clues about the post because I can see some stamps. And I can see that this looks like the brown wrapping paper you would maybe use for a parcel, and it's got some string around it like a parcel as well. So maybe somebody's sending somebody a present. And this looks like a postcard that you might send if you went on a visit somewhere or on a holiday. So maybe someone's going to go on holiday. So a great prediction for this page would be, I predict that the meerkat is going to go on holiday. That would be a good prediction because it says the word meerkat here and there's a picture of a meerkat and there's a postcard here, which is the sort of thing that you might send if you were going on a holiday. I might also write, I predict the meerkat is going to eat lots of beetles. And the reason why that's a good prediction is because he's saying in his postcard, I like beetles on toast. So have a go. You don't need to write this one down. This one is just a talking one. Have a talk and have a go at making some predictions about what might happen in this story. Start your sentences with I predict. Okay, I hope you've had some really good predictions there. You don't need to write those ones down because we are going to read on a little bit and then we're going to write some more about what might happen in a little bit further on in the book. Remember that it doesn't matter if your predictions are right or wrong. It's just about having a sensible guess about what might happen from the evidence on the page in front of you or what you've already read. Sunny lives in the Kalahari Desert. It is very dry and very hot. Sometimes Sunny thinks it is too hot. And you can see he's finding it really hot because he has a fan, he has an ice cream that's melted, and he has this thing that looks like an umbrella, but I think it's a parasol, which is like an umbrella, but instead of keeping the rain off you, it keeps the sun off you. He looks like he is too hot. He looks exhausted. Sunny comes from a large family. They work together, play together, eat together, learn together, and sleep together. And there's a sign here that says, remember, a meerkat alone is on its own. Stay safe, stay together, and stay away from jackals. What's a jackal? I'm wondering if this scary looking animal here is a jackal. And what would it do if it caught a meerkat? Perhaps it might try and eat them. That wouldn't be very good at all. In fact, they do everything together. They are very close. Sometimes Sunny thinks they are too close. Oh, does anybody know what that means? I think that's a little joke that Emily Gravett has written into this book, because when she's saying they are close, she means two things. When she's saying they are too close, she means two different things. Because you can be close to somebody like just sitting next to somebody and they could be close to you in proximity. But close is also a way of explaining kind of somebody that you love. So if you're close to your mum, it means that you love your mum. So although he loves his family, which he does, they are very close in proximity to him. They won't leave him alone. Every time he turns around, they're there, and he just can't get away from them. He does look like he's feeling a little bit sad. Sometimes Sunny wishes that he could live somewhere else. So he packs his suitcase and writes his family a note. There are lots and lots of clues as to what might happen in this story. So what do we know about the story so far? What are our clues? Pause the video now and think about what you know about this story so far. Okay, there are lots of things that we know about this story. It's full of really interesting details, even though it doesn't have much writing. We know that Sunny has packed his suitcase. What does that make us think about? Perhaps he's going somewhere and he's written his family a note. We know that in the desert he sometimes thinks it is too hot. And we know that his family are sometimes a bit too close. We also know that a meerkat alone is on its own, and that meerkats need to be very afraid of jackals and they need to stick together because jackals are quite dangerous. So there are lots of things that we know. From what we know, if Sunny is packing his suitcase, we need to predict about what might happen next. So here are some predictions that we might make. knowing what we know about the story so far. We are going to use this sentence structure. We're going to start our sentence with I predict. You could use I think if you want, I predict or I think. And then you're going to say your prediction. Then you're going to use the word because to explain why you think that. So after the word because, you might have some evidence from the text. Here are some predictions which I have written earlier. I might predict that Sonny will go to England. Now, that's a good prediction because he is packing his suitcase, which implies he might be going on a little holiday. And in England, there are no jackals. And one thing that we know about meerkats from this story is that they need to stay away from jackals. And in England, there are no jackals. So actually, predicting that Sonny will go to England because there are no jackals there is a great prediction, because Sonny needs to go somewhere where there are no jackals, because jackals are really annoying him and quite a danger to his life. This next prediction says, I think Sonny will move to a colder place because the desert is too hot. That prediction is good because it says in the text that the desert is too hot. So predicting that he will go somewhere colder, he might feel a little bit happier there. That's a good prediction. Finally, my last prediction says, I predict Sonny will find somewhere quieter to live because he is fed up with his family. We know from the text that he is fed up with his family. So predicting that he might go somewhere else where he is on his own, where it's nice and peaceful and quiet, is another good prediction. You might not agree with any of these. It is completely up to you what your prediction is. I would like you to have a go at making 2 sensible guesses, please, about things that might happen in this story. It doesn't matter if they are right or wrong, but you need to be able to tell me why you think that using what we know about Sonny and what we have read in the story so far. Try and write 2 separate predictions and start both sentences with I predict and then pop a because in the middle of them. You can pause the video now, try and think of 2 things that you think might happen and have a go at writing sentences about them using the structure I predict something, because, and then tell me why. Pause the video now and have a go. Once you are done with that, we are going to read a little bit more of the story and have a go at making 1 more prediction. Dear everyone, I'm off to find somewhere perfect to live. Don't worry, Mum, I'll be staying with our mongoose relative, so I'll be quite safe. Love from Sonny. P.S. I promise to write. On Monday, Sonny visits his Uncle Bob. To Mum and Dad, it's a lot like being at home here, sad face, except that I am the biggest, hooray! The weather is sunny and the food is fantastic. Lots of scorpions, yum. Best thing is, no one has to keep lookout because there's this bird which goes squawk when there's danger. I told Uncle Bob our family motto is stay safe, stay together. He told me theirs is run and hide. Love from Sonny. The big meerkat mob, Sandy Burrow, the dunes, Kalahari Desert, under the big blue sky. And again, we are going to stop there. Thinking about what you have read from this postcard from Uncle Bob's house, I would like you finally to write me 1 more prediction. And this time I would like you to predict for me whether you think Sonny will stay at Uncle Bob's or whether you think he will leave Uncle Bob's. And you can use these sentence starters. I predict he will stay at Uncle Bob's because, or I think he will leave Uncle Bob's because. Because there are some good things about Uncle Bob's, like being the biggest and the bird that squawks when there is danger, and there are some bad things about being Uncle Bob's, like the fact that it's a lot like being at home here and he wanted to go somewhere different. So it's completely up to you whether you think he will stay or leave. Try and find some evidence from the text to back up your prediction, and write me 1 more sentence, pause the video now, predict whether he will stay or leave at Uncle Bob's house. Okay, and finally, when you're done, you can have a go at the deeper learning if you would like to. The deeper learning says, my friend says, I predict Sonny will go to live with the jackals. And I would like you to tell me whether that prediction is good or bad. If it's not so great, try and tell me why. And if it is good, try and tell me why. So I predict Sonny will go to live with the jackals. Does that make sense? Is that a good prediction? Is it using what we know from the text? Have a think about it and try and write me a sentence about whether it's a good prediction or a not so great one that needs improving. Well done. We can't wait to see your work. You've worked really hard on this today. Well done, year ones. You've done an amazing job.